So you're thinking about moving to Bellevue, Washington.
Or Issaquah.
Today we're going to do a comparison video of what it's like to live both in Bellevue and Issaquah and how those two cities compare to each other. Hopefully help you figure out what's the better fit for you. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know all there is to know about living in King County, Washington, or places like Bellevue and Issaquah, like we're talking about today, then hit the subscribe button, tap the bell for notifications. That way you can be the first to be notified of a new video of Bellevue and Issaquah or one of our other favorite cities here in King County. I'm Brad Decater, this is Derek Decater, and we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you every day who are looking to make their move to King County. So whether you're 1 day or 1 year away, we'd love to help you out. All the info is below, so you can shoot us a text, DM, shoot an email, or we can hop on a Zoom call. So today we're doing the Bellevue versus Issaquah kind of comparison. We're just going to kind of do a kind of talking style to chat about the differences, and hopefully it'll help you learn a little bit more about what's the better fit for you. So what comes to mind, just first off?
Bellevue versus Issaquah.
Yep.
Bellevue, top of mind, big city, shopping, the mall, maybe a little bit of traffic, you know. Those are the kind of the things I think of when I think of Bellevue. When I think of Bellevue, I'm thinking of I'm going into town.
Yeah, there's definitely a much better downtown. Mm-hmm. We don't have the stats in front of us, but population-wise, Bellevue is just significantly bigger. I think Issaquah is around like 34,000. Bellevue is like 140,000. So Bellevue is just a lot bigger. You have the downtown area, super nice. So if you're looking for more luxury shopping and entertainment, then Bell Square, definitely your area.
Restaurants, all that, yeah.
For sure.
So location-wise, you know, Bellevue is going to be just east of Seattle, essentially. You're just going to jump on 90 and you're cruising right, and you'll go right through Bellevue. And then at Issaquah, keep going on 90 past Bellevue is going to get you all the way into Issaquah. So fairly close in proximity, and both right off of 90 there, although Bellevue also has 405 that runs right through it as well, which is why it is one of the major hubs here in the Seattle market.
All right, so cost of living is something else that people are always interested to learn and kind of compare. So as far as that goes for Bellevue to Issaquah, I would say as far as, you know, grocery stores and just regular cost of living, gas prices, you know, they're touching, so about the same. The cost of living difference is going to come into play with the housing, both with housing prices for real estate for purchasing and also the rental rates. You know, Bellevue is going to be significantly more expensive than Bellevue, especially downtown. But I would say they're not that much different depending on what part you're in Bellevue. So like Eastgate Factoria is basically the area that's kind of touching Issaquah, and the prices are pretty similar. But downtown Bellevue gets pretty crazy. Luxury condos or houses for $4 or $5 million that are really just kind of regular houses, where a regular house in Issaquah, let's say 4-bed, 2-bath, 2,000 square feet, maybe closer to right around $1 million.
Yep. Yeah, the market's definitely going to be different. The demographics in terms of who wants to go to Issaquah versus Bellevue, that whole lifestyle is going to be completely different, is the other big driving force in the market as well.
So another thing that's important to homeowners is the school district. So Bellevue and Issaquah, both good school districts, but they do have a little bit of differences.
Sure, yeah. I think Bellevue, like you said, was just somewhere in that 1 or 2 range in the state every year. Issaquah is right behind it, 3. So the school districts are going to be very comparable. Kind of essentially pulling from the same pool to some extent, but you're going to get great school districts here anywhere on the east side in general, but specifically the Bellevue School District and the Issaquah School District is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah. They're all pretty good. Yeah, Lake Washington, Issaquah, even Snoqualmie and stuff. But Bellevue, you know, apples to apples is better, technically. Almost always going to be first or second next to Mercer Island. They kind of flip-flop, but Issaquah, couple notches down, but definitely still really good. Yep. So then there's also employment opportunities and kind of what's going on economics-wise in the actual city. You know, Bellevue, as you may or may not know already, has a lot more tech, a lot more big jobs. Issaquah not really so many. Most people, it's kind of a commuter town, except for, I would say, Costco corporate
Sure.
is like the only big one there in Issaquah.
Yeah, Costco corporate right now, they just got finished.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true.
mostly finished. It appears to be finished, but I mean, just a massive, massive corporate office off of the freeway there. Downtown Issaquah, where we used to go to the movie theater all the time, they've bought all that land. So yes, Costco is going to be a big driving force here in Issaquah. But obviously, I mean, we have tons of friends whose parents and friends now who live in Issaquah who commute to Bellevue for some tech jobs over
Well,
there
that's
as
what
well.
that's what our mom did the whole time when we lived there. But yeah, Bellevue. You guys probably already know this if you're even looking at the video. But you know, Amazon would be the big one. Microsoft, Expedia. Lots of big tech in Bellevue. It's kind of taking over the new Seattle for as far as the tech industry goes. So I don't think it really is matched in as far as jobs and opportunities. Bellevue, by far and away, of any city, I think, including Seattle, is probably the most for you know, the economics and the jobs market there.
Yeah,
But
T-Mobile right there too,
Yep,
in
T-Mobile.
Factoria. Yeah.
Yep, it's pretty much got it all. So
Yeah. Lifestyle. Next big question, kind of compare and contrast, you know, Bellevue versus Issaquah, I think, or for any city for that matter, I think that we want to know is the difference in lifestyle. What does it do? How does a day look differently if you live in Issaquah versus a day that you live in Bellevue, specifically maybe on the weekends? Like what are there to do? What do you think about, Brad, in terms of the differences in lifestyles?
well, I think Bellevue is just more city living. Like that's what I think of it. Because so we grew up in Issaquah, Sammamish area. So we went to Bellevue to like go do things. Like if you wanted to go like have a night out with the wife or go see a movie. I mean, you could do that in Issaquah too because they do have a lot of that stuff.
Sure.
But Bellevue's like the more luxury and more, I'd say, city living because they're skyscrapers, right? It's an actual city. It's like a mini Seattle.
There's
but
going
much
out
nicer.
to eat. There's going out to eat with your wife, and then there's, hey, we're going to Bellevue.
Date night.
Date night is Bellevue.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bellevue's
Yep.
a date night, and there's skyscrapers. It is a real city. Issaquah is really more of a housing, you know, with different neighborhoods, and it has an industry with Costco and some other retail and stuff. But that's the main difference I see in that. But how about like lifestyle as far as like hikes and lakes, and what would you say there?
Well, yeah, I mean, out in Issaquah, you're getting a little bit closer to the mountains. There's going to be more. There's more land. Essentially, there's more land in Issaquah than there is in Bellevue. Bellevue's going to be a lot of concrete and buildings. So yeah, you've got Lake Sammamish right there in Issaquah. So you've got your water sports, your boating. You've got the park, the Lake Sammamish State Park. You've got all the trails. You've got Tiger Mountain, Cougar Mountain. A lot of biking, hiking.
Yep. Definitely.
You're definitely going to get more of that outdoorsy feel and things to do on the weekend in terms of living kind of the outdoor lifestyle in Issaquah than you're going to get in Bellevue.
Yeah, I
There's
think so
no
too,
doubt.
for sure. I mean, Bellevue has like some parks, like grass parks
Sure.
and stuff, and trails, like a little bit, but I mean that's pretty much it. They obviously they both have access to Lake Sammamish depending on what area you're on. But Issaquah, I think for sure, if we're doing like comparisons and finding a winner, takes the cake. Issaquah for sure on things to do.
Yep.
Because of the hiking and stuff, there's actually mountains there in Issaquah, and you know Bellevue's relatively flat and it's a city. So
yeah, I mean the cool like Poo Poo Point, just right down the road here. You'll see Duthie Hill. You'll see people hiking up to the point and running and taking off with their hang gliders. No, but hang gliders. Yeah. So just a cool, unique thing here in Issaquah. I think that's pretty special. But yes, overall, the outdoor kind of lifestyle here in Issaquah is for me takes the cake.
Yep, definitely. So we'll do a little recap here for kind of each category, who takes the cake, and then, you know, I guess what we think's better, or maybe what's better for you. So, you know, economics, jobs, and that kind of stuff, Bellevue for sure. Cost of living, you know, Issaquah would take the cake, assuming we're saying what's cheaper and like bang for your buck wise. Bellevue's much more expensive. School district, Bellevue. Yeah. But in the end, you know, what it comes down to is the lifestyle and price point and affordability that is the person here watching, the viewer. You know, I like Issaquah because the great part is that they're touching. So if you want to go to Bellevue,
it's not far.
It's super close. Yeah. It's also almost just as close to go to Seattle. So all the things that you're gonna do, it's not that much of a sacrifice to be in Issaquah. So for me, just for bang for your buck, if you're a $3 million buyer, then great. But if you're more of $1 million buyer, you're just gonna get so much more bang for your buck in Issaquah and still have all the great things that we just talked about, the lifestyle stuff, the schools. You're not giving up anything in schools really.
No, it really just comes down to preference. Do you consider yourself, you know, a city kid, you know, or do you want to live in the city, or are you someone who kind of likes more of the suburban feel and the cul-de-sacs? I mean, not that there's obviously those in Bellevue as well, but
they're a few million though.
Yeah, but there are a few million, yes. I mean, really, to me, that's what distinguishes the two, because again, the amenities, the attractions, the availability, you know, to Seattle or the mountains, we're so close in proximity. Those are kind of a push for me. So it really is kind of that idea of, do I want to walk out of my condo and cruise down the main street in Bellevue and go get some shopping done, kind of living in that city life, or do I want to be out a little bit farther, you know, some more trees, some more nature, some more trails, things like that.
Yep, totally agree.
Yep.
Biggest thing,
Yep.
the different prices, and then the city versus not city. I mean, if you want to be walking and doing condo living, walk to your coffee shop, walk to the place you work. Bellevue's the spot for you. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful for you guys. If this is your first time to the channel, this is just a comparison video. So if you want to learn more about either Bellevue or Issaquah specifically, we have videos specifically on those pros and cons videos, vlog tours. So check those out. They're all in playlists with the city name. And if you're looking at Bellevue and Issaquah, that means you're probably also interested in like Redmond, Kirkland, you know, Sammamish.
East side.
So the whole channel is here to help you learn more about it. So check that out. And don't forget, if you're looking to make your move, whether you're 1 day or 1 year away, we'd love to help you. So you can reach out to us in the contact information below. See you next time.